Learn why limiting your exercise will control all of your bad habits. Get some excellent advice for when you want to move a buck, and how to ignite a better plan for all of your tomorrows. Welcome to No Bow Tie, where we conquer emptiness and frustration, discover our uniqueness, and live with unrelenting joy. I'm John No Bow Tie Swoboda, author and musician. Today, we're going to talk about the myth of exercise and how it may be the greatest source of dissatisfaction in your life. Be sure to subscribe. In my first book, I talk about how exercise may be the biggest thing getting in your way. Let me tell you a story. Two guys are out hunting, and they're in the backwoods. They land the deer, a prize deer of their choice, and they're dragging it through the forest. And the work gets hard because this is one big animal. And so they stop to take a break. They're sweating. Another guy comes along, a well-seasoned hunter comes along and says, "Boys, that's a very, very nice deer you got there. That's one of the largest bucks I've seen in a long time. And good luck to you." He said, "But by the way, you might do better to grab that thing by the antlers and pull. And you'll notice that it'll be easier to pull because of the glide on the direction of the hide and the hair." So they depart their ways. And one of the hunters says to the other, he says, "Jerry, that guy was one smart cookie, wasn't he? This thing is a lot easier to pull." And he said, "I don't know. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. We're getting further from the truck all the time." Now I ask you, how often do you confuse activity with accomplishment in your life? You work the day through only to find yourself exhausted. And the only thing that you can do to renew that sense of energy is to ignore how you feel and move through the next day the same way. You're busy, busy, busy. And at the end of the day, yes, you get it all done, but the feeling of satisfaction evades you. That you're not developing your inner sense of worth. And the reason is because you're exercising. I was in a session with a client last week, and she told me that she has gained so much weight that she doesn't believe that she can exercise, and she really wants to get in shape. She really wants to do it, but it's a burden onto her body and with all of the movements and the energy that it takes. I suggested to her, I said, "The problem is you're exercising too much." And she said, "What? Exercising too much? I'm telling you that one of the greatest frustrations I have is that I don't think I can exercise." I said, "No, you're exercising too much. Describe your day to me." And she went through the day of restaurants, smoking, drinking, watching TV, scrolling on her phone endlessly to the point that she felt guilty. And I said, "You're exercising too much. You're doing too much of the wrong things." And you've got to remember that exercise is repetition that will end up strengthening the result. How often in your life are you strengthening the things that you don't want? And there's an old adage of, "Oh, you got to live, you got to enjoy life." So you go ahead and have the extra scoop, the extra drink. You put off the discipline of something until maybe not even tomorrow. When you procrastinate or engage in pleasure zones, you're exercising them to strengthen them. You're strengthening those fibers of your being to go against you later. And then it becomes harder to do the things in the back of your mind that you know you really want more. It's simple, but it's not easy because you've spent a life weaving that web of habits and routines and rituals that you've given yourself permission to enjoy to the degree that you're starting to ignore what it's doing for you or what it's doing to you. It's holding you back in a lot of ways. I'll bet that the number one thing that's holding you back has something to do with either a decision that you've made or a habit that you have. But there is really good news because the same way that you got there, you're going to reverse it and grow into the person that you really want to be. You can, one thing at a time, turn that around. Just choose one thing a day to exercise, but stick with it. Exercise what you want tomorrow. There's one belief that I have is I exercise today according to how much I love tomorrow. When you exercise for tomorrow, your conscience will tell you the best things to eat, the best things to drink. It'll tell you when to stop, to go to bed earlier, to nurture your ideas that make you feel proud instead of just doing the repetitive tasks that make you feel like you can pay the bills now. And I'm sure just hearing these words wakes you up and makes you understand what you already know, that you can do something about it. And the great disappointment is that you're not. Well, it's all you're doing is exercising the wrong thing. So the next time you can gain control, use self-control, and go in and know that, hey, I'm exercising, but I'm exercising what I don't want tomorrow. I can change that. So sit down and make that list. Make that list of the things that you know you want to change into tomorrow. Keep the list handy. You're not going to accomplish them all in a week, but you're going to know that you are rooting for you. You're going to change the exercise program that you have to include tomorrow as a better day, not a day of regret or a day that you have to fix later. You have this control in your life. You can start now. Now, we're going to meet next week. We're running out of time, but next week we're going to talk about how to change and how to make it an easy experience, one thing at a time. Before you go, be sure to get on the newsletter. Go to nobowtie.com/life and be the first to get the show for next week. And before I go, I'm going to leave you with a hilarious musical example of something that I've created, and I'll let you take it from there.